So we're unsolving where's Deebo Samuel. So we'll get to that episode in a minute. So, we're just curious, what really happened to Deebo Samuel? Deebo Samuel used to be an all-around weapon for the 49ers. This guy was the most versatile weapon in the NFL. Though this season, he's been very ineffective in this offense. He hasn't broken a lot of tackles. Deebo Samuel was a scary weapon. You can put him at running back. You could have him at your receiver spots. There was different ways how he was a mismatch. But now you look at the difference this upcoming season. And where is Deebo? Where is Deebo? He hasn't had a big game since the Seahawks game. So the last time that Deebo was a very much a big factor was when he got that big contract after the 2021 season, where he broke out over 1,400 yards and like at least almost 500 yards rushing on the ground. This guy did everything. This guy was a weapon. But now you see what's going on. Who is the better receiver with the Niners? It sure as hell isn't Brandon Ayuk. He's out for the season. The funny part is Jawan Jennings is becoming the best receiver in San Francisco. And it's not Deebo Samuel. It's George Kittle, the best tight end, but Deebo is not a factor no more. You don't see what he brings to this offense no more. Defense doesn't really scare anymore about him. Like, you can try to do some run plays, and he's not going to break tackles. You can throw in some screen pass, and he's not going to break some tackles here and there. This is not the same Deebo Samuel that opposing defense were worried about. This guy can't do it no more. So the question is, how do the 49ers be able to utilize him? He says he's been underutilized. That's not the case. It's because you're not breaking tackles. It's because you're not separating. So maybe you're just not like as effective as you once was. But you got to realize, man, this is a secret weapon in this Niners offense. He used to be able to be the most difficult player to defend. A lot of defense had to figure out ways to game plan this guy. But now that you can actually slow him down, he's not that effective. It gives Kyle other options to look at because Deebo used to be that go-to option. You throw in a screen pass, he'll go from like maybe like a 1 or 2 yard type of play into like a 70-yard play. Or you can run a jet sweep. It'll go from maybe a couple of yards to 20 or 30-yard run right there. No, you can stop him for like a loss of a yard, or you can stop him for a couple or 3-yard run. He doesn't give you that burst like he once had. I mean, you can notice that, like, if you watch the plays, man, it's not the same. Not the same production, man. Like, you realize that, like in the return game, he's kind of showcased a little bit. He did it against Buffalo. He kind of showed that burst, but doesn't have it right now in this offense. And maybe he just doesn't have it anymore. Maybe his body's broken. But doesn't change the fact that everything's different this year. Maybe we need to get back to the basics, but I don't think Deebo is actually excelling anymore. He's not explosive as he once was. And I think he's gotten slower. Because if he was quicker, he would have broken those tackles like no problem. He would always run into people. But the more you get hit, man, the more you're going to wear down. We've used him a lot as a running back, so usually that takes a lot of toll for a guy like him. So we'll know how his future plays next year, but I just don't see him performing like the way he's supposed to perform. He will be on a contract next year. Will the Niners be able to afford to keep him next year? I don't know. But we'll definitely find out. We're looking for Deebo, man. He's been missing since 2021.